all of that is Vakin. It's like when Wormtongue walked. Experiences that can test and warriors and drinking on top with a beer mug stuck on his head, yearning to be standing hungover in the rain.
Everything God created was perfect and good to enjoy. The same with music. It is primarily to give glory and praise to God. If music is such an important part of life, it should be no surprise that the Bible says much about it. In fact, over 1,000 references in the longest book in the Bible is its songbook, the Psalms. There is a connection between music and the supernatural. Trumpets sounded when the walls of Jericho fell down in Joshua 6, verse 1 to 20. We must discern what music is noble and pure and uplifting. The Bible says, seek and think what is good, true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, or praiseworthy. Music can offend God and can be evil. Away with the noise of your songs. I will not listen to the music of your harps, according to Amos 5:23.
And a legacy that will surely live on through the ages.
Cow farm town of Vakin, Germany. Today we are going to focus on things at metal festivals that suck. Because what's the point in having a YouTube channel if I'm not going to use it to complain about stuff? Became a welcoming place for the most brutal and blasphemous bands, as well as the silliest and most ridiculous. If it's loud, it's welcome. For many years, century. Indeed. That. Today I present to you the Vakin Open Air Festival Guide. This video will show you every festival in the entire world. For one weekend, is invaded by 80,000 metalheads and morphed into the loudest, heaviest, muddiest, known as the Holy Land of Metal. Vakin is a pilgrimage for metal fans worldwide, who spend all year slaving away at their jobs. A massive opportunity. It's always paid respect. This area features a small stage where brass, folk, and
or the legendary fiddle duel in The Devil for centuries. The Deal with the Devil. 100 years later, the myth first made its way into music thanks to Giuseppe Tartini. The devil came about a century.
Just to say, sold my soul.
You can't get, the frequency's weird and, it's sounding weird.
Why is your hand...
1986. It was such a controversial album, radio stations wouldn't play it, and Columbia Records refused to release it due to a song called Angel of Death. Slayer's album covers alone were enough to trigger backlash from labels, parents, and Christian groups from around the world. Kerry would soon discover the likes of Black Sabbath, AC/DC, Merciful Fate, and Rainbow. Venom, a group that is now recognized as an influential one to the thrash and extreme metal genres.
And Viking battles, and pyro shows, and hot dancers.
There's a reference in the Bible that says that Satan will come with all kinds of grandiosity, power, signs, lying wonders of greatness, such as boastful mass entertainment metal rock concerts. It stirs the flesh and fallen man to rebellion and destruction. King Nebuchadnezzar used music as a signal for people in his nation to fall down and worship a false god. Daniel 3:15. The Bible warns us to be careful about what we dwell on. Ephesians 4:27 says, "Give no opportunity to the devil. Be sober-minded, be watchful." Satan is your adversary, seeking someone to destroy. He is a master deceiver, disguises himself as an angel of light. We must resist the devil as a defeated foe. The God of worldliness blinded the minds of the unbelievers. The devil corrupts the image of man created in God's image. Death metal followers do it wrong and must come to their senses and escape from the snare of the devil. Help them, save them, that they may not fall into disgrace.